Hi, I'm Rich. I build stuff. This is part 17 of my video playlist for building this guy right here, U.S. Lexington. Not to be confused with the aircraft carrier in World War II from the same country under the same name. Not that the Founding Fathers wouldn't have appreciated a modern U.S. aircraft carrier just pulling into Boston Harbor, bearing, the U.S. flag. But I am quite sure that speculative historical fiction is not the purpose of my model-making channel. So, on to why this video is late. It is not me being a total spaz. It is actually because we get a new puppy. Yay! Puppy is not potty trained. Boo. We can puppy train puppy, or house train puppy. Yay! That means I have to get him at about 2 a.m. every day in order to bring him outside so he can pee in the middle of the night so he doesn't pee into his crate and learn that that's where you go and not be potty trainable ever. Boo! Also means that the amount of free time I have during a week to realistically work on these goes down. Why? Because if this is where work ends, and this is where household tasks to support the family that I love and cherish at the end, and if this is where I would normally go to sleep, but now I have to shave some hours for that because I need to get enough sleep to function during the day, time gets crunched. And so I have to work on this more on the weekends. So while I will try to maintain the approximately 2-week cadence of the videos, I'd be lying if I didn't think there might be a non-zero chance that this goes to once a month for a while. Hopefully things change and Puppy grows a brain. Alright, so I've got some chaos upstairs to go attend to. Grumble, grumble. And I hope that you will agree that you've got a ship rigging video to watch. Enjoy!
Ship rigging, not to be confused with jury rigging, although that might actually be where we get the term. Rigging juries isn't jury tampering, or election rigging. Alright, I'm going to just walk away from touching politics, except one little thing about the big current event in the room, which is part of why this whole thing is also late, because, oh my god, must watch the news. I'm going to butcher this, but Slav Ukraine. Now you know how I feel about that. Anywho, back to the important thing we all came here to watch, which is rigging this ship. So as you can see, it is essentially tie string from one part of the boat to the other and apply super glue to the knots so that they will never come apart ever. The other thing you'll see me do, and briefly I'll get close in a moment I think, is the creation of little eyelets. I could have tried to order some, but I just got, I got the wire right here, right? So you'll also see me make some, later in the video, some pulley blocks that use some rings in them to allow the boat to be, to actually look more accurately rigged. You'll see right now I'm just adding some pulley blocks to the bowsprit, and then I'll add some string that goes from those little eyelets I put on the sides of the bow, and it looks like I already added them. So I try to show this whole thing in progress, but sometimes I miss it. So, it looks like I'm going to have to try to remember to better man the camera. At least I can zoom in good. So, yeah, you'll see a lot of the use of the tweezers for, trying to tie things together. I find it goes a bit better if I use tweezers, because tweezers are nice and tiny. My fingers are big and fat. And despite my attempts to try to start dieting and exercise and all that fun stuff, I keep eating too much and I keep staying fat. Okay, enough of that depression. So, as you can see, I'm now not just moving string around, but I was fiddling with the Dremel. I may end up drilling a couple of holes into that railing on the deck. No, I do that in a few moments. I'm just wondering when I'm going to get to it in this, setup here. I think first I end up tying some things on the bowsprit and stuff as part of the rigging of this ship. Yeah, I think that's what happens, because one of those, in between the two masts, one of those goes from main mast to foremast, the other goes from main mast to bowsprit, and I think that's what I'm fiddling with over there. Yep, there we are. Hey, dialogue's a lot better if you rehearse it a couple of times. Yeah, I actually almost released this with something a bit more ham-fisted. Anyways, back to the point. Might for the next video not just do, you know, modeling, but also make a couple accessories for really the filming of this. In particular, oh man, there's a few things I could make that would actually make life so much easier. Okay, now I'm getting ideas and I should probably stop. Anywho, so as you can see, a lot of rigging around the mast, wrapping things around, holding it in place. And I keep using those little sheet metal snips as scissors. And that's probably a bad idea because those are meant for sheet metal and I'm wearing them down. It is starting to have difficulty cutting the rope. So, yeah, I might have to get that replaced. Oh well, these things don't last forever. Those lasted a while. So, there we go. Yep, here's the hole drilling that I mentioned. And the reason I do that is it's a sleight of hand. Those belaying pin racks versus where those chain valve or whatever they are. I'm just going to call them, you know, chain something. I have no idea what I want to call them. But what they do is, in part, they hold on to things to the mast. You know, the nets that people climb up on the sides. That's what they hold on to. And you know how I mentioned blocks earlier that had little rings on them? That's what I'm making here, and I make like 8 of them total. You may see all 8 in this, you may only see 4 in this vid, but it has to be 8 because it's 4 per mast. There's 2 masts, 2 times 4 is 8. There is our kid-friendly math lesson for the day. Okay, how to keep this from getting copied. Fuck. Okay, now that I've solved that problem, back to the model making, and again, bending the, I use the round nose pliers and the big flat pliers and whatnot to bend those wires to the shape that I need, either the round rings or actual eyelets that I'm putting in the hull, which is what I'm doing now. So I make the little eyelet, I make it a nice shape, and then I cut the tail off, is essentially what I do. You can see the whole process, yep, there we go, at about 50 times speed. Yeah, because I had some footage and, well, I wanted to get this video out, so not so much fancy editing. Maybe I'll use the extra time I've just given myself to do that. We'll see. I don't get nearly enough hobby time, and it is wearing on my sanity. Okay, anywho. Okay, so as you can see, I'm also, I'm still bending all these eyelets, and there's 12 of them, because not only is there one for each of those blocks I just made, there's also some lines that go straight from the mast down to the you know, boat itself, the boat deck or the boat railing. So I had to add those in. And yeah, I already mentioned why I added those extra holes, and that was because of the placing to the chain valves versus the mast wasn't quite right, and I had to do a bit of a sleight of hand. Oh well. The other thing is that it allows me to kind of further accentuate that bit of detail. And the rest of this is going to be me adding all those lines to each of the masts, so not just the 4 that are tensioned by the block pulley systems, which you'll see as I move rope around belaying pins and fiddle with it, but also the 2 lines that just go direct from mast to deck, I guess. Well, not deck, but railing. You get the point. And there we go. I'm going to be honest, I thought that the rigging was going to be a lot more time consuming, but except for the destruction that the universe, which I'll mention, the universe keeps wreaking upon this boat's steering wheel, I think that this might be one of the easier parts. Keeping the steering wheel might be the hardest part for this build, but we'll see, knock on wood. Alright, goody goody. And as you can see now, I'm just fiddling things around and trying to keep the, get the rope in the right places and what have you. So it goes, you make the connection from one point to another. It's actually on the plan is sort of good. It is sort of good, actually, at this point. That or I finally unscrewed my head, got it examined, and I put it back on right. But either way, here we go, just adding some of those final strings to some of the most obnoxious music I think I've ever found. I hope you all enjoy it. Alrighty, so I'm about to give an outro in a few more seconds. But yeah, that was about it. Next I'll be working on those nets that people climb up, and after those get done, maybe finally we can start putting some yards on these masts. Alright, I'm gonna let me in normal time go ahead and give you the outro. Hope you had fun. Thanks for watching.
Being honest, I think the universe has it in for my little ship steering wheel thing. Guess I'll have to print yet another one. But on the bright side, all these other lines that are not the little nets that people scamper up are done, as far as I can tell. And that's what it seems to look like on there. Alright, so probably going to be try a little bit of that, and then I'll wrap it up. But in case I don't do it that way, I am Rich, I build stuff, and I hope you enjoyed. Alright, I guess it's time for the standard YouTube dance. Of like, share, subscribe, hooray! Peace out for now.